Hello everyone, it's Josh your boy here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the best childhood mobile games. Now, it is impossible to deny that in our childhood, mobile games were the one thing that kept us going through thick and thin. You know, after a hard day of year one or whatever, you know what I mean, you were struggling with your phonics or whatever, going back and playing like a bit of Subway Surfers, you know, it just clears the mind and helps you relax. But what are the best mobile games of my childhood and our childhood collectively? Well, I'm very glad you clicked on this video because that's what I'm going to be talking about. And to kick us off is a classic that is still going quite strongly today, I must say. And, you know, every child had it at some point, and it's Clash of Clans. Now, for me, this game peaked when I was like 7 years old, maybe playing it on the family tablet. I just loved it so much, honestly. It was such a good game. And it's a game I've not been able to get back into. A lot of people play it now still, but I tried and it's not for me. I feel like the ship has sailed of Clash of Clans, but it will forever remain in my heart as one of the best games I've ever played. It's just such a legendary game for me. It's so special. It means the world to me. It was such a good game growing up. It was so exciting upgrading your town hall and all that. And, you know, I'll remember it forever as one of the greats, even if I just don't think I like it as much anymore. Moving on, we have got a game for all the football fans out there, and that is Head Soccer. This was such a good game. It was one of the best games of all time. And the memory that I have most dearest for this game was when I was ill in like maybe year 4 or something like that. And it was like 2 o'clock in the morning and I couldn't get to sleep. And my mum let me go on my tablet and I was playing some Head Soccer at like midnight or whatever. That is crazy. And I remember seeing the Alien and I was like, oh, I feel ill, but oh, what a feeling, you know what I mean? It was such a good game at its time. But now I have to say they've absolutely butchered it. Honestly, it's rubbish now. Don't get me wrong, you can still play it good, but it's just the new characters. What's the point? The original characters were fine, and they've added characters that take like 10 seconds to do a silly cutscene, and then a stupid power you can't even avoid, and it really breaks my heart. And honestly, I installed a version of it where you just have the original characters, and it's so much better. And I recommend you get that one too. Next up, we have one that was actually a little bit later into my childhood, more towards, you know, my like 10-year-old, 11-year-old stage, and that is Granny. Now, this game came onto the scene and terrified me. I've never been so scared of a game in my life, and I'm not even kidding. I wish I was. It just frightened me like nothing else. Just walking around this little house, and then there's evil Granny, and like, honestly, the jump scare where like she went under the bed and got you, that one just gave me a heart attack. I didn't like it. It creeped me out. I had to uninstall it for a bit, which was quite embarrassing, to be honest, because I think I was trying to make a YouTube video on it, and I might have been famous if I did, but I just bottled it. I got too scared. Wasn't worth the 4 likes, I'm afraid, so I had to stop playing. Again, they've butchered this game. I had a look at it not too long ago. It's got too many updates. The map's too big now. There's like Granny 2 and Granny 3 even. But again, you can install a version if you've got like APK sort of things of an earlier model of Granny, and it's so much better. So I recommend you do that if you wanted to play it. And I will play this game one day. I think I should play all of these games in a video one day. So if there's anything I should do a particular video on, do let me know and I will be doing that. But yeah. Next up, I've gone with one which isn't really it is a mobile game. It isn't. It's Five Nights at Freddy's. I'm only going to briefly touch on this one because everyone's played it before. You know, it was just a good game when I was growing up. It was exciting, and like I can't wait to see all the new characters and all that good stuff. And yeah, I feel like most people played it in their childhood, probably on a phone. Who knows? Next game I've got is a classic, and probably my favourite game still is Bloons Towers Defense. This one for me was such like an iconic game. And I still love it. I don't play it anymore, but I will get back into it eventually, I promise, because it's so good. Just the feeling when you start out and you've just got, you know, just got a few little monkeys throwing some stuff. It's, you know, it's not good, but then you get better upgrades and you have like 50 super monkeys, which I thought were the best thing in the world. And when you just make it to the later stages where you get blimps and you're destroying them, like going long game for Bloons Towers Defense might be one of the best feelings ever. Like top 10 gaming experiences of all time, just going the mile and winning, it's like, oh, such a good feeling. I used to get sad when I won on that game because it's over. I didn't want it to be over. It was so good, like stop. But yeah, it's a timeless classic in my opinion, and one I still recommend to people if they've not played. Next up, we've got a game which I reckon is probably the nichest game on this list, and it's Payback 4, I believe, and that's just a rough remembrance. This game, like if I remember right, was basically GTA for kids. Well, not really for kids, but it just had kind of like some sort of weird story mode. I can't even remember what you did on it, to be fair. You might have been like some sort of assassin stealing cars. It sounds thrilling, I know. But then there were just loads of these like mini game races things where you're like tanks and doing a race and stuff like that. I feel like this is one of them I could have made up, you know what I mean? There's a potential chance I've made up. I know I've not, but it just sounds that way. And it's one of them, I reckon there'll be like a few people who watch us play it. Maybe anyway, it depends on how many people watch this video. But if the ones who do will be like, yeah, I remember that game. It's such a good game. So iconic, you know what I mean? And I feel like I should revisit that one as well because it's so good. Honestly. Like, if you missed out on that, you missed out on a childhood. After this, we delve into another football game, and it's Dream League Soccer. Obviously, this game's still going strong. New ones come out every year. But it's just not the same as it once was. Around Dream League Soccer 16 was probably the best, in my opinion. The soundtrack was amazing, honestly. It was such an experience to listen to play. Just to feel the vibe of Dream League Soccer was amazing. Like, it was like the best game ever. For like, if you didn't have FIFA yet or like a console, it was just the thing to play. You know what I mean? It was the bomb.